Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. 1,000 gold coins and 5 huge gold bars have been found in an old French house. Let's explore. This comes to us from The Guardian, was shared with me by several members of the community. Some French officials are pretty perplexed, and I am too, by gold bars and coins found stashed in this old house. Fascinating indeed. The surprise discovery of 3 jam jars filled with gold bars and hundreds of gold coins in an old building marked for renovation has left a mountain community in eastern France perplexed and, of course, celebrating. Here we can see part of the hoard in this photograph here. Look at the size of these gold bars. Man, wow. The mayor of Morez, a small industrial town in a picturesque valley in the Jura, said that the value of the find was more than 600,000 euros or 520 pounds. Really, it's a lot of money. Town hall staff first found 3 jam jars of gold bars and coins worth 500,000 euro at the back of a dusty shelf, then opened a safe hidden behind boxes in a wardrobe to find up to 150,000 euros in gold coins. The mayor, Laurent Petit, said the 3-story building in the town center had been lived in by 4 brothers and sisters without children. When the last died in his 90s, last year a relative offered to sell the building to the town hall for 130,000 pounds or euros. Morez, like many other towns in France, was seeking to buy up and renovate old buildings to attract families back to its emptying center. The house is packed with objects and furniture, Petit said. There had been several generations who didn't throw anything away, kept everything, and lived really frugally. I agreed we buy the property as it was, and we gradually empty its contents ourselves. When COVID-19 struck last spring and France was locked down, the east of France was heavily hit and plans for workers to tidy the building were put on hold. But Morez, which is near the Swiss border, had a glorious past as a historic manufacturing center for clocks and spectacles, and officials wanted to check if any of the items were of historic interest. Senior staff, including the mayor and head of services of the local museum, went in themselves. They followed social distancing rules, taking 1 floor each, and carefully sorted through boxes and cupboards. Exciting. 3 full jars of these gold bars were sitting behind lots of other objects on the shelf. And you would think about the size of those bars, you would think that would just break through the glass. That is a little unusual. Makes you wonder if they're really genuine or not, but they look genuine in the photo. There was surprise and stupefaction. None of us had ever held a piece of gold. I never ever seen gold bars in photos. I'd only ever seen gold bars in photos and thought they must be huge. But these were small, weighing 1 kilogram and the size of a cigarette packet. Yes, that's right. But, 1 kilogram is really a huge bar. But yeah, as far as it can fit in your hand, it's very small, a little larger than a cigarette packet. But nonetheless, the 5 gold bars and more than 1,000 gold coins were estimated to be worth 500,000 euro. So then there was a second find, in which Petit announced to a surprise municipal council meeting this week, came recently when a safe found at the back of a cupboard behind cupboard boxes was broken and opened to find hundreds more gold coins worth 150,000 euros. He said it was impossible to know who exactly in the family involved in Morez's clock and glasses industry had first come into the fortune. Petit said the elderly relative who sold the house was stoical about the find, which now belongs to the town hall. Well, what about the people who bought the house? The seller had heard family rumors of hidden treasure but did not think it was still there. He was very philosophical. He had heard about the stash of gold, but thought it had been given away. The find is small compared with the town's annual budget of 6 million euros, but it will be spent on a specific public project yet to be decided. Pettit said, I can't say it was turned into the Las Vegas of the Jura, but it has made us smile. Well, I guess, did the town buy it? Let me see here. I guess maybe it was the town that bought it. Let's see here. Very, very interesting indeed. Let's see. I'm trying to think of here where it said. Yes, the mayor, the old buildings, renovation. Yes, I think that's what it was. I think the town did buy this house. But yeah, so fascinating indeed how this had occurred. But what a perplexing find. There's not really a higher resolution photo of this find here, but that is quite intriguing. And to see all these, and it looks like these coins are probably the LMU, the 20 francs that you see so common, the 0.1867 actual gold weight coins that are out there, the roosters, Swiss Helvetias, and the like. But it is interesting. And what would you do if you bought an old house and found all this gold in it? Would you tell anybody about it? My guess is probably, even the people that were scourging through this, and wonder if they kept some for themselves. It'd be very interesting to find out. But I think the greater story here is the case when there's ever any big treasure finds like what we see here, is that, it's a good idea to hold gold, but it's probably a bad idea to forget about gold or to just let it sit there. That's crazy. I would have taken that all out. I would have definitely have, but through the times, the generations that had this in there, somebody must have just forgot about it and left it behind. Very interesting indeed. Thanks again for the several of you who shared this with me. It is always fascinating. That's one thing that I do on this channel, and you will see a playlist of found precious metal treasure when we do stories like this, and this is another example of such a story. If you like what you heard, found it interesting, feel free to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of the latest video that makes its way, and encourage you to please thumb this video up. That helps get the metrics out there. So I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch and to, yes, rate again, comment, share, and subscribe.